Photo storage is a must and cloud storage is expensive. Why not self-host your own photo management system with tons of space from your NAS? With Photoprism, you can track and organize all your photos in this video. I'm going to show you how to deploy Photoprism on TrueNAS and Dockge. Let's get started. Starting from my TrueNAS dashboard, I'm going to go ahead and create a dataset for Photoprism. In my tank configs dataset, in the top right, I'm going to click Add Dataset. I'm going to give it a name, and I'm going to leave the dataset preset as generic and click Save. When the warning pops up, click Return to Pool List. Click Photoprism in the center pane, and on the bottom right, click Edit to edit the permissions. Change the group to Apps. Give that group Read, Write, and Execute permissions, and then uncheck the checkboxes for others. Click the checkbox to apply group, and then click Save. Now we're going to add 3 sub-datasets to Photoprism. Click Photoprism again, and then click Add Dataset on the top right. The first dataset we need to add is called Import. Click Save. Click Photoprism again, and click Add Dataset again, and our next dataset is Storage. Click Save. Click Photoprism again in the center pane, and click Add Dataset, and the last dataset we need to add is Originals. Click Save. You'll notice that our 3 new datasets have incorrect permissions. Go back to clicking Photoprism in the center pane, click Edit Permissions again, click Apply Permissions recursively, click the Confirm checkbox, click Continue, click Apply Permissions to Child Dataset, and click Apply Group. Then click Save. Now when we click Import, Originals, or Storage, you should see that Root has Read, Write, or Execute, Apps have Read, Write, and Execute, and Other has none. Let's jump over to the Apps page. Click Discover Apps, search for Photoprism. Click Photoprism, click the blue Install button, and scroll down to where you see Site URL. Here, enter the IP address of your TrueNAS server. Give yourself an admin password. Scroll down until you get to the storage configuration, and then set all of these types to host path. For the Photoprism import storage, choose the host path for import. Keep scrolling down until you get to Photoprism storage. Click Type Host Path and find the storage path we just created. Scroll down to the original storage and change it to host path. And use the original's host path that we just created. Scroll all the way down to the bottom and hit Install. In order to deploy this in Dockge, go ahead and open your Dockge web UI. Start a new compose stack called Photoprism. Remove all of this placeholder data. Jump over to my wiki, and at the top, search for Photoprism. Click the Docker Compose tab, and then click Copy to copy the entire Docker Compose file. You do not have to change any of the Docker Compose file if you don't want. It's fairly large because the environment contains every environment variable for every single option for Photoprism. Scrolling all the way to the bottom, you're going to want to go to the .env section and remove all the placeholder data. Go back to the wiki, scroll to the .env file section, and then click Copy, and go back to Dockge and paste that here. You'll notice you have to set your host for your correct IP and port, and the config path that you've made on your TrueNAS system for your configs file. Once you've done that, scroll all the way to the top and click Deploy. Back on the TrueNAS dashboard, click Photoprism in the center pane and click Web UI. The username is admin, and the password is the password you set. On the dashboard, we get our first notification that no pictures have been found. Let's expand the side pane so we can see what all these buttons do. To upload photos from your local system, go down to Library, click Import in the top, and in the bottom right, click the purple Upload button. I'm going to create an album called Icons. I'm going to click Browse here, and these are all the icons I use for the site, so I'm just going to select all these files and click Open. Now that everything has been uploaded, I can click on my albums, and then click on my icons folder. And here we have all the icons that are used on the wiki. Photoprism has also given some of them labels and added a folder for October 2025 all on its own. When I go back to my albums folder, I have the option of clicking my album and then clicking any one of these icons, for example, the one for Reddit. And from here, I can magnify it. I can play a slideshow of all the pictures in this album. I can make it full screen. I can like it. I have the ability to click the select here or to edit the metadata. These are the options I have to edit all the metadata for the icon. I can also set it as an album cover, remove it from the album, archive it, or download it. Now that I've liked this photo, when I go back to the main search tab, we can see it appear here. Within Photoprism, I can go to Settings and see all the options that I can set from within the web UI. Photoprism has the ability to automatically recognize faces, add things to your calendars, add moments, add labels, and a variety of other options that you see here. In the Content tab, there's all sorts of indexing and filtering that you can do. In the Advanced tab, there's a lot of options here. I'm not going to read them all to you, but you guys can go through here and just select anything that you want in the event you see something that sticks out to you. And in the Account tab, I have the ability to change my admin account. This has been a really quick overview of Photoprism. If you think this is a viable alternative to what you're using, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so when other content is made available, you know immediately. If you want to have a longer discussion with us, please jump on our Discord server.